I dropped from 15 to 10% body fat using AI, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can do it too, so you can feel stronger and leaner and better. After using AI for the last few months to help me do this, I've realized just how powerful it is, and so I've decided to actually rebuild my entire business around it, which is really exciting and kind of crazy. This is the world that we live in now, but you might as well make the most of the tools that are available to you, and AI is by far the most powerful tool when it comes to getting lean. I'm going to show you exactly how. Let's do a quick introduction though. My name is David Robb. I quit my data consulting career a couple of years ago, got lean, and now I help other people do that too, as well as improving their performance, because I'm a sucker for efficiency and I like finding other people who like to optimize themselves too. But within reason. I like to be social as well, and that basically builds up my entire philosophy around getting lean. You should enjoy yourself while you do it. So I used to weigh 113 kg. I've always been into exercise. I just kind of got a little bit too carried away with the social times. Didn't quite realize it. Woke up one day after COVID and realized, holy crap, I need to do something about this. And so I did. Now I help my clients do it too. I've noticed that everybody has a couple of problems in common when it comes to getting lean. First is knowledge. Once you get that out of the way though, because we live in a world where information is everywhere now and you can figure out calorie and protein targets pretty quick. Okay, great. What do you do with that? Well, you try to hit them, but therein lies the problem, because it's extremely hard to be consistent day after day, especially if you don't like your life while you do it. And coming into a fresh world where you have all sorts of things that you're totally unconscious of that you're trying to now eliminate without even knowing what they are, that's going to create a lot of decision fatigue. So once you correct the knowledge problem, you've got this problem. You still need to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and ideally you're still exercising, but life can be chaotic. Things get put in your calendar. You can be invited out for some social stuff. Every day brings unpredictability, and therein lies the problem of being consistent. In the old world, you have a coach. They're going to give you protein and calorie targets, maybe some recipe books, strategies for how to deal with life as it comes up. The problem there is that it's not flexible at all. And if you want to actually enjoy yourself every day, then you need flexibility, because otherwise you've got a blanket rule that you need to apply to everything. It's just not how it works. So even if you're well equipped with all these PDFs that you've been given or recipes, you're in the office, you don't have time to get something that's fat loss aligned, and suddenly you're thrown off for the day. Maybe you get invited out to some drinks after work, maybe even a spontaneous date. How do you make that work with your plan? That's where the new world comes in. But before we get into the new world, I want to talk about friction too, because it's, to me, one of the most important concepts. And once you grasp it, your whole lean journey gets easier. So we talked about potentially, being in the office, a meeting's overrun, you've got 15 minutes to get something for lunch. There's now friction in your decision. Maybe if you had 45 minutes, you'd have some time to figure out something close by that you can get that's going to be high protein, low calorie, keeps you on track, satisfying, that kind of stuff. If you're not a pro, if you don't know exactly what you're doing, and most people aren't professionals, then you're going to have maybe a little bit of a hard time if you're left with 10 minutes to get something that's going to supposedly keep you on track. That can be hard. Even if you've got a coach, you're going to shoot them a message, you're not going to get an immediate response. You're going to Google it. Whereas once you know what to do, the kind of thing to look for, what you can get from the shop, if there's somewhere close by that's going to give you exactly what you need, well, that's easy. So you've removed the friction. And there's friction every day in your life. That's why you've probably had a hard time in the past. That's why I had a hard time in the past. But those days are gone. And it's kind of really exciting. And that's what we're going to talk about now. So AI, the new world, how has it changed things? I accidentally encountered the power of AI in getting lean. I'm an avid AI user. I've been using it for months. I've been using it to help me build my business, fix my content strategy, all these kinds of things. A therapist, a lot of different things, but something I never really thought about was that it can actually maybe help me get lean. And I'm someone who does this for a living anyway. So in theory, I shouldn't need to, right? And that's why I didn't even think about it. But what's something that's really annoying when it comes to losing fat? I would say calorie tracking. Pretty much universally hated by everyone, although a necessary evil, and you can come to love it. But I thought, you know what? I've been voice noting ChatGPT for minutes at a time. What if I can just voice note ChatGPT in 20 seconds, tell it what I ate for the day, and know exactly where I stand? Not a bad idea. And that created a ripple effect of how much I wanted to test ChatGPT and Gemini and see how much I could get away with in terms of leaning on AI to make decisions for me, reduce the decision fatigue, reduce the friction. So now I'm going to tell you about how I use it every day. And this is going to paint you a really clear picture of how you can use it too. So let's start with a plan. Typically, if you went to a PT or a coach, they're going to give you a calorie target and a protein target, depending on some bio details of yours and how quickly you want to get results. Or you'd use a calorie calculator online and maybe a protein calculator too. Now you just ask ChatGPT. It'll ask you for the same details, your age, sex, weight, height, activity level, and it's going to spit out a calorie target based on what your goals are and how quickly you want to achieve them. Now you've got a basic AI body coach who's got a plan for you because you told it what kind of goal you have in order for it to calculate those targets. Doesn't stop there though. So let's start playing around with some things that can come up. What if you're in the office? You don't know what to eat, you've been rushed off your feet, you've got 15 minutes to go grab something. You can say, hey, ChatGPT or body coach, whatever, this is my office address. I need something that's high protein, low calorie. What options are available around me? Now you've got some options. And if it doesn't give you any good options, I can run to the shop quickly. What's something that I can throw together that's going to keep me on track, keep me full and taste good? Now you know. It's insane. Another example. So you've got calorie and protein targets that you need to hit each day in order to reach your goal. But someone invites you out for some drinks after work. Now, typically, people say, you can't drink, it's going to ruin your progress, and if you do, don't drink that much, da-da-da-da. Well, you can be dynamic. So if we cover off calorie cycling really quickly, the idea is if you have the same amount of calories each day, but then you've got a big day planned on Saturday, you would borrow 200 calories from, say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then you've got an extra 600 to spend on the Saturday, you're going to still hit your targets, make progress, and be able to enjoy yourself. What about if another thing pops up? Now you've been invited out on a Wednesday after work. That could cause some serious decision fatigue. In the old world, in the new world, you say, hey chat, I've been invited out. What's my strategy? And it's going to say, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. It's pretty incredible. And I've really been enjoying pushing it to the limits. Let's go with one more example. This one is a crazy unlock, okay? Let's say you're going out for dinner. You need to find something that's going to be reasonably plan friendly. Why don't you take a photo of the menu and ask ChatGPT which option is going to be the best for me, that's going to keep me satisfied. I like these things, I don't like these things. Now you've got a professional AI body coach to pick something off the menu for you that's plan aligned. It's a total game changer. It's not perfect though, and this is where it's really important to become conscious of what its constraints are. With the calorie tracking, sometimes the numbers can be off by 200, 300, 400 calories in a day, and that's significant. So you need to know what you're doing there, and ideally use calorie tracking apps alongside if you don't know the kind of values that you should be seeing. Frustrating, but it's a limitation. Also, when it comes to putting plans together, I was experimenting. I said, I want to lose 7 kg in 7 weeks at half a pound a week. And it said, great, you can hit your target because, you know, ChatGPT tries to be your pal and tell you that everything's possible and you can fly on rainbows and stuff, but it's not quite how it works. So I know that it has these kind of nuances to it. Although I did ask it for a workout to make me look more like James Bond, and it gave me one that was pretty good. I got bigger shoulders and a bigger chest. I'm gonna do another video on that. Anyway, so it's got its strengths and it's got its weaknesses too. I wanted to give this to my clients. I didn't feel confident giving this kind of protocol to my clients. I trained my own GPT. I fixed all the things that it does that are stupid. It's aligned with my philosophy because I've also tried things like, I want to go out and have a couple of drinks after work and I know that's going to break my plan. What do I do? And it's told me off before. You're not allowed to do that. Sorry, what? Who's the boss here? So once I trained it on my philosophy of being flexible, dynamic, enjoying your life while you hit your target, because the only way that you're going to stay consistent is actually if you enjoy your life. Okay, great. Now it's recycling that ethos, that philosophy to my clients, and it worked. And they said, it even talks like you, which I'm really proud of. My little AI David baby, but this is where we are right now in the world. So if you're someone who's a self-starter, you're going to hear everything that I just said and you're going to go, I'm going to do this right now. This sounds incredible. In which case, I've got a prompt pack that you can use. Just go to the link below. But the way that I've rebuilt my business now is to have a strategy at the top, which is me. I help my clients build a plan. Then they get access to AI David, who's trained on all of my methodologies, my videos, all of my materials. And now it's kind of built in, it's quite cool. I'll do a little demo over here. You can say, okay, I've only got 20 minutes to cook something. What are my options? It's going to give you a link to my recipe book. It's going to say, do you have a craving for something else? And this is kind of where it's quite cool and custom. I use AI David for myself, and he's really good. And I'm really proud to be possibly the first person who's got an AI coach as an assistant coach in their business. It feels incredible. So you have the human element and you have the real-time strategist who can help you in any situation. The, I don't know what to have for lunch, I've got 10 minutes. The, I'm out at a restaurant, I don't know what to order. The, I want to go out for some drinks, what do I do? All of these things can now be solved for you in real time. You remove the decision fatigue, you ask AI instead, and it does the thinking for you. It's incredible. So how do you get moving with all this stuff? You can get a free prompt protocol pack in the description, or if you want to work with me, you can find a link there too. I don't bite, I'm really smart, and I'll get you results, and you'll have a fun time doing it. In my next video, I'm going to tell you how I used AI to turn my physique more into a James Bond Casino Royale kind of situation. And the crazy thing is, it's working. So subscribe if you don't want to miss that one, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.